What is going on, you guys? My name is Alex, and I'm a 21-year-old trader attempting to master the stock market to potentially one day join the very few who make a living out of this. So a really exciting video for you guys today. I'm going to show you guys live me closing a couple of these trades that I have on the screen. So we have Netflix, BABA, Apple, and Adobe. Three of those are winners. So as of Netflix, I am up 169, BABA 157, Apple just 35, and Adobe, which is actually one that I highly recommend that you guys trade, is actually down $82. So that's again why I don't recommend any trades at all. In fact, Adobe was actually one of the positions that one of the setups that I liked the most out of the whole month. I actually made a video about that, and it turned out to be a loser, and maybe one of them that I'm going to close today. So these are the three trades that I've taken in the past 7 days. So Apple, actually, this Apple right here was it was an automatic liquidation sell from my broker, so it wasn't me. I just bought an Apple and Adobe. Those are the only two trades that I took. The other trades are from the previous week, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Yesterday I didn't upload anything because there wasn't anything to show. I took no trades. So let's dive into Netflix first of all here before anything, or actually BAB, which is 100. We're up 157 here. So here's the situation with BABA. BABA was a nice little trade that we took out of this trend line breaker. So we broke out of this. We actually gapped up and broke out of this trend line here, and we took the trade. We just entered long, and so far we've been doing pretty good. Yesterday was interesting though, because we started trailing this with a trailing stop method or trailing take profit method in the case that we were already in the green. So the 4-hour candle closed just slightly below the red line, but I decided to just hold on a little bit and see if it could potentially move up higher closing the day or even today. But actually we gapped down, and you can see this little candle is just too far out of the too far below and too far out of this red trend line here. So I'm gonna have to close this trade for sure right now. In fact, in 5 minutes I'm gonna have to close this trade. So let's take a look at the other trade, which is Netflix here, another big winner that we have on our account here. So Netflix here, really good trade, pretty clean. It looks really clean actually, and today it's actually looking really clean as well. But if we go back to the 4-hour time frame, again we have this trailing stop method here, or trailing take profit method, and today it looks like we have 5 minutes, let's just say that, and this green candle does not look like it's gonna close under this red line. So I don't want to make the same mistake that I made on the previous trade, which is BABA, and just let it play out, because I feel like tomorrow or on Monday it'll just eventually go back up. So I might have to close this one right now. In fact, let's look at the 5-minute time frame, see what's going on here. Maybe we could, yeah, so it looks like we will make a new higher high at the end of the day. Why lie? So I'm going to close this one for sure, along with BABA. But let's take a look at the other trades here. So Apple is one that I'm pretty much at break even. I'm just slightly up a couple of dollars, $30 or so. And Apple, we took this little wedge pattern here, breakout. So this candle on the daily time frame does not look too good. It looks like a reversal candle actually, but we still managed to push up a little bit. Now let's go down to the 4-hour time frame, which is where we take our trades here, and we have that little red candle slightly above the trend line here, which is, well, it's an interesting situation because this could close under it, finishing off the day. But I'm gonna let this play out just simply because, well, it's still above the trend line technically, so we can't really jump the gun here and close this trade. So Apple is going to be one that I'm going to let play out and see if it could manage to hold up above this red trend line here. So next we have Adobe. Adobe was the best setup that I've seen this month, like I mentioned in the previous video, but unfortunately it just could not hold. As you can see here in the daily time frame looks pretty good, but in the 4-hour time frame it looks slightly better. So we got one touch point here, 2, 3, and then 4, and then finally the 5th one here, and then we got the break. Nice little strength candle here, but unfortunately it was just sloppy. I mean, yesterday we probably should have closed this one, but really the only candle that I like to focus on is from 6:30 to 10:30. So the last 2-3 hours of the day, I don't really take that candle. So we did break below it, but today today just confirmed it with another red candle. So we're for sure gonna close this one. So 3 trades that we're gonna close today, and you're gonna watch me do it right now. So let's go back to the our platform here, and firstly we have Netflix. So Netflix, again, let's take a look at Netflix chart real quick for you guys, just to confirm that everything is being respected here in terms of our strategy. So we enter on the break, which we did break here, and we use the trailing stop method to trail our profit or trail our losses here. And in this case, we're trailing our profit. So I'm going to secure our profit here, and this is pretty interesting because I mean, it's a tough decision to make, because you could hold on to it because technically it hasn't officially closed. I mean, I don't know what you would call this. So this is a bit tricky. This is where you got to use your head a little bit here and decide whether you want to close this trade because it's slightly above the trend line, or you want to hold the trade because, well, it's slightly above it. It's slightly above it. It's not officially hardcore closing fully above it. So, but to be honest, I'm going to close this trade. I've already made the decision to close this trade. So we have we're shorting 6 shares. So we, instead of selling, we're going to have to buy the 6 shares now. So let's go ahead and buy the 6 shares. 6 shares, Apple, done. And that's it. Order filled. Let's go back and look at our transactions here and see how much money we made on this trade. So let's go to today. Again, I took no trades yesterday, and today we just sold this Netflix trade for $169 in profit, paid a small fee of $1. So that's it for Netflix. Now, next one on the list is BABA. Let's look at BABA for you guys real quick. All right, so here's BABA, clearly disrespecting our trend line here. There's no doubt that I'm going to take this loss on this one. We really should have closed it yesterday, but I decided to let it play out a little bit. Let's go ahead and close BABA now. Again, we're long 50 shares on BABA, as you can see here. So in this case, since we're long, we have to sell now. So sell 50 shares of BA. Let's see how much money we'll make on this one right here. 50 shares, perfect. Sell. Order filled. Let's go look at our transactions. So for that trade, it was 156. So almost as well, it was actually slightly below the previous trade. So in total, $323 for the week so far now. And actually, let's look at our other trades now. Maybe we could close Adobe here for you guys. This will be the first loss probably of the channel here. I don't remember taking a loss here, but Adobe. So Adobe, another example of clearly disrespecting our trend line here for the trailing stop method or trailing take profit method. So as you can see, we already opened a new candle here on the right side. It's slightly small just because it barely opened right now, but we closed officially. It is 10:30 right now. We closed officially this red candle here, meaning that we have to close Adobe as well. So Adobe is going to be a small loss. As you can see, we're down $63 in this case right here. And we're long again. We have 45 shares of this, so we're going to sell 45 shares now. 45 shares. Let's go ahead and close the trade. So there it is. Adobe sold 45 shares. Let's see how much. Let's see how our account looks now. So yeah, so that was a $67 loss. So far we are up 255. So 255 for the week. That's going to be it right there. All right, so 255 in total profits for the week here, but that's not it. I'm actually going to take a trade for you guys. I don't think I've ever taken a trade live for you guys, but the one that I'm watching is Johnson & Johnson. So let's take a look at Johnson & Johnson for you guys here on the Webull platform here, just because my broker does not have the best charts here. So Johnson & Johnson, I have not drawn down any charts for this one here, or any trend lines here for this one, but let's do it live for you guys here. So this is a Johnson & Johnson chart for you guys. Going to the 4-hour time frame here, we could draw a nice little trend line. All right, so here's a Johnson & Johnson setup here, a small little trend line. We got 1 touch point, 2, 3, and then 4 in the previous day here yesterday. So, and then today we got the 4-hour candle closing right now at 10:30, which is a nice aggressive red candle, is what you really want to see here when you see when you're trading these breakouts here. So I'm going to take a short here. So in this case, we're not looking to buy, but we're looking to sell short. So we're going to click the sell button here, and let's calculate how much shares we need to actually make this trade manageable. So first of all, where's the price at? So 167.85. You got to locate your stop loss next, which in this case is going to be this previous red candle's high. So if you look at the top left, you see it's 169.88. So that's going to be 7, 8, 9. That's going to be exactly $2, or roughly $2 of risk that you're going to be taking, $2 per share of risk. So that means you got to understand now how much money you're willing to risk. Well, in my case, it'll be $200. So in this case, I'm going to go, if I'm risking 2 shares if I'm risking $2 per share and I'm willing to risk 200, that's going to leave me with 200 shares. I'm sorry, 100 shares to short. So let's go ahead and sell. So there it is. I'm short 100 shares on Johnson & Johnson here, and that's going to be a live trade for you guys right there. So again, let's look at our transactions here, and you will see that I took this short position, 100 shares Johnson & Johnson. Nice little setup there. But unfortunately, we're not gonna get to see this play out until next week. So I'm gonna call it good right there, you guys. So we're up 255 for the week. The previous week we made like 180, I think, for the week. So far we're up pretty good right there. These are my current positions as of right now. So we still have Apple, Johnson & Johnson. Billy took the trade here. So let's just see how these two play out for the next week, and hopefully I have much more trades for you guys next week. But that's going to be it for this video. Again, I don't recommend these trades simply because the Adobe trade, it was probably one of the best setups that I've seen, yet it was still a loser here. As you can see, $67 loss, a minimal loss compared to my winners. That's really what you want to be, that's really how you're going to be trading, keeping your losses at a minimum and letting your winners just run. So that's going to be it for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Johnson & Johnson, my new trade, still holding Apple. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I noticed that the last video got a lot of views. Thanks for watching, you guys. Make sure to leave a like, and again, subscribe, you guys. Stay focused.